Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. 4-year-old flees after mother's throat slashed. A 4-year-old child fled her house in the early hours of yesterday morning to get help after her mother's throat was slashed in the deep rural community of Savannah Cross, Clarendon. Dead is Denisa Ferron, who would have turned 27 next week. According to Ferron's aunt, Claudia Ricketts, the child walked 20 minutes to her grandmother's house to get help after her mother had been killed in the bed they shared. I was saying it must be an angel carry this little girl because the journey is long. It's a good little distance she walks, said Ricketts. The child left the house about minutes to 2, went and called her sister and tell her to come for clothes because them kill her mother. She said, "Mommy up there in a blood," so they called the police. She added that Ferron was found in her bed with what appeared to be chop wounds to her upper body. Ricketts said it appeared Ferron's attacker kicked in the door to gain entry and her death was brutal. To how me see the impression on the mattress, it looked like she get a cut up her throat. There was a lot of blood up where she put her head. They kick off the back door and kill her, and as she and the baby was inside, she said. But according to police sources, there was a struggle between Ferron and her attacker. The child sought help next door at her paternal relative's house, and Ferron was found in a back room of the 2-bedroom house with her throat slashed. The police are hoping to get additional details about the incident from Ferron's relatives, as well as relatives of the child's father, who they believe may have information that could help with the ongoing investigation. Their initial efforts to gain access to the paternal grandparents' home and speak with the child were unsuccessful. According to police sources, the child's parents are separated and her father lives in Kingston. The police have also noted that Savannah Cross is not a high crime area, but there are incidents there from time to time. Gregory Park sees 3 murders in 4 days. A Gregory Park family is mourning the loss of 2 relatives who were killed in separate incidents a day apart in the low-income St. Catherine community, which has recorded 3 murders since Sunday. In the latest killing yesterday, unknown assailants posing as customers shot and killed 40-year-old Avalon Gosmore about 10 a.m. inside his shop on Valencia Parkway. His cousin, 39-year-old Omar Ricketts, a steel worker of Banga Gully, Gregory Park, St. Catherine, was shot to death by unknown assailants on Dennis Avenue about 8:15 p.m. on Monday. Relatives said Ricketts went to a shop to buy chicken and chips when he was gunned down. An aunt reported that Avalon possibly was killed for rebuffing extortionist. "And my nephew them kill Monday, and them kill an ex-nephew a while ago," she said yesterday. "Them want extortion money, and them come kill him for nothing at all. Them a extort him, and you know want pay them, so them kill him." When reporters arrived at the God Bless Gregory establishment, the family was cleaning out the blood-soaked shop. The aunt reported that she last saw Avalon on Tuesday. "Me hear say somebody come and call for serve, and him come round and I sell them. And I must see that time the fatal bullet were fired," the grief-stricken aunt related. Avalon's mother and another woman, said to be his baby mother, were at the scene but were too distraught to speak. On Sunday, crime scene investigators were called to Gregory Lee Boulevard, where 23-year-old Davion Linton, otherwise called Ice, or Chatbout, teller of a Banga Gully Gregory Park address, was shot dead by unknown assailants. Report from the Portmore police are that about midday, a passerby reported heard explosions and alerted them. On their arrival, Linton was seen lying on the roadway with gunshot wounds. The scene was processed and the body was removed to the morgue. Up to August 5th, the St. Catherine South Police Division had recorded a 21% increase in murders year-on-year. However, shooting for the period had decreased by 10%. The division recorded 70 homicides up to last Thursday compared to 58 up to August 5, 2020. Shooting have dropped from 61 to 55 year-on-year for the same period. Fire guards craft shops at section of Grand Palladium property. Fire reportedly destroyed a craft shop and damaged another at a section of the Grand Palladium Resort property in Hanover on Wednesday evening. It is understood that the fire broke out at the hotel's staff quarters located on the opposite side of the road to the main property. Superintendent in charge of the Hanover Fire Department, Raymond, said that the incident took place shortly after 7 p.m. Mr. Raymond noted that the fire did not affect the hotel's operations and no one was injured in the incident. Hedoism 2 refute reports of COVID cluster at hotel. The Hedoism 2 resort in Neville has refuted a media report that it says grossly overstated the number of COVID-19 cases at the hotel. The article in the newspaper today is incorrect and misleading. The figure quoted in the headline is not accurate and grossly overstates the situation. Our positive test rate are well below the national average, stated the hotel general manager in a release on Wednesday. In fact, he stated the test conducts over the past 2 weeks have shown an overall positivity rate of less than 2% among staff and guests. For several months, we had 0 positive cases, and it was a very small outbreak among guests that prompted us to request the Ministry of Health to screen our staff. Over the past 2 weeks, more than 1,300 guests were tested on the complimentary basis. Within the same period, over 200 staff members were tested. The overall positivity rate is less than 2%. It is nowhere near the number quoted in the newspaper. This number is widely exaggerated, he stated. Out of respect for our team members, we will not discuss staff circumstances, and the resort will continue to work with all affected employees to provide practical support to both the employee and their families. He continued adding, as with other resorts in Negril and indeed other businesses throughout Jamaica, we work daily with the new normal of persons contracting the virus. Reporters understand early Wednesday that staff members of 3 prominent hotels in Hanover have tested positive for COVID-19. The affected persons reside in Hanover and Westmoreland, 2 parishes that have been experiencing a surge in coronavirus cases over the past month as Jamaica grapple with a 3rd wave of infections. The medical officer of health for Hanover, Dr. Singh, noted that contact tracing led to the discovery of the positive cases among the hotel's workers, who he said are not sick at the moment. The workers are currently in isolation. In the meantime, Hedoism's manager said the hotel continue to encourage our staff to take advantage of the vaccine opportunity provided by the Ministry of Health. It is in our best interest that anyone affected by illness is given the time and support from the resort to fully recover. The COVID pandemic affects all Jamaicans, and we will work together with all our partners to do the right thing for our team and our guests. Woman asking court to compel police to return ill common law husband. A St. Andrew woman is seeking a court order to compel the police to return her ill common law husband they removed from her house last week. Robin Patrick yesterday filed a suit against Superintendent Aaron Fletcher of the Constant Spring Police Station and the Attorney General. The suit arose from the alleged forcible removal of Attorney-at-Law Henry Charles Johnson from his St. Andrew home on August 6. In the court documents filed yesterday, Patrick said 3 armed policemen from the Constant Spring Police Station, along with Johnson's daughter, came to the premises. 2 women, purporting to be nurses, also came with them. Patrick said she questioned the policemen as to whether they had court orders or a search warrant, but they said they had orders from their boss. Johnson, who cannot speak because of a stroke he suffered in February last year, was then taken out of bed, placed in a wheelchair and taken away. His common-law wife does not know where he was taken and said she is concerned about his frail physical and mental state. She said she had been taking care of Johnson since he became ill, ensured he got medical treatment and provided him with emotional support. Patrick reported that since the incident, he has been having sleepless nights. She also said it was always Johnson's wish that she takes care of him. I feel so helpless and traumatized as a result of the incident, she said. Patrick, who was in tears, said she and Johnson love each other and all she wants is to spend quality time taking care of him. Attorney-at-Law Hugh Wildman, who represents Patrick, says he will be seeking an early date during the legal vacation for the hearing of the application. Wildman also disclosed that the matter has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations. 375 new COVID cases recorded in Jamaica, 14 deaths. Jamaica recorded 375 new cases of the COVID-19 yesterday and 14 virus-related deaths, according to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness. This pushed the total number of confirmed cases on the island since the outbreak to 56,165 and the confirmed deaths to 1,268. The new cases comprise 218 females and 157 males with ages ranging from 46 days to 98 years. According to the ministry, 181 of the cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 75 in St. Catherine, 43 in St. Anne, 13 in Manchester, 11 each in Hanover and Portland, 10 each in St. James, St. Thomas and Westmoreland, 6 in St. Elizabeth, 3 in Trelawney, and 1 each in St. Mary and Clarendon. Meanwhile, 4 of the latest deaths are from Kingston and St. Andrew, including 3 females ages 81, 82, and 88, and a 61-year-old male. 2 of the victims were females ages 45 and 62, while 2 were male ages 72 and 85, all from Manchester. In St. James, a 77-year-old female whose death was previously under investigation and a 100-year-old female were today classified as COVID victims. The remaining victims were a 70-year-old female from St. Catherine, a 58-year-old female from Westmoreland, and a 34-year-old female from St. Elizabeth, along with a 81-year-old male from St. Anne. 2 more deaths were reported as coincidental. The ministry further reported 32 new recoveries, which pushed the total recoveries to 47,365. There are 7,165 active cases on the island. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.